Hello, and welcome back to Just Start Talking, the podcast that helps you practice real, everyday English, one conversation at a time. I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is all about how to check into a hotel in English. If you've ever traveled or want to travel in the future, this episode will help you feel more confident speaking English at the front desk. We'll learn useful vocabulary, common phrases, and even listen to a short hotel check-in conversation. So, get ready to listen, repeat, and just start talking. You've got this. So for part 1, we're going to talk about some useful vocabulary. Let's begin with some important words that you'll hear or need when you check into a hotel. I'll say each word and explain it. Feel free to repeat after me. Repeating words and repetition always helps. The first word is reservation. Again, reservation. This means you booked your room in advance. Let's try it together. Reservation. Reception. This is the front desk area of the hotel, and the person who works there is called a receptionist. Let's try it together. Reception. Receptionist. The next word, check-in. This is when you arrive and get your room. And then we have check-out. This is when you leave the hotel. Let's try these words together. Check in, check out. Then we have single room. This is a room for one person. Double room. This is a room for 2 people. Let's try it together. Single room. Double room. Then we have ID or passport. Hotels usually ask to see these types of identifications to help confirm your identity. The passport is probably the most common. Let's try it together. Passport. Then we have credit card. This is the card you will use to pay. Let's try it together. Credit card. Then we have Wi-Fi password. This is needed for internet access in the hotel. Let's try it together. Wi-Fi password. Then we have breakfast included. It's very common. This means breakfast is part of the price of the room. Let's try this together. Breakfast included. Finally, we have key card. This is the electronic card you will use to open your hotel room. Try it together. Key card. All right, this is a great start. These are the words you will routinely hear when you're checking into a hotel. Very good job, everyone. For part 2, we're going to talk about phrases for making a reservation or asking about rooms. So let's go for it. Let's talk about some of these phrases you can use to make a reservation or even just ask about a hotel room. Sometimes you will book a room before you travel. Other times, you will just walk into a hotel and ask if they have space for you. Let's practice some phrases for both of these situations because they're both very common. So if you book a room in advance, you can say, I'd like to make a reservation. This means you want to book a room and you want to book it in advance. Or you might say, I have a reservation under the name. Use this phrase when you arrive at the hotel and your room is already booked. Again, you would say, I have a reservation under the name, and then you'll give your name. So let's repeat these after me. I'd like to make a reservation. This means you want to book a room. I have a reservation under the name Maria Lopez. Use this phrase when you arrive and your room is already booked. So if you just walk in without a reservation, you might say, "Do you have any rooms available?" When you say this, you are asking if there are free rooms. Or you might say, "I'd like a single room for 2 nights." Now you're saying what kind of a room you want and for how long. So let's try these with me. Do you have any rooms available? This is what you say when you are asking if there are free rooms. I'd like a double room for 1 night. This is what you're saying when you tell what kind of a room you want and for how long. So, now we need to ask about price and services. So you might say, how much is it per night? You're asking for the price of the room. Is breakfast included? If you say this, you want to know if you get breakfast for free. Can I pay by credit card? Now you are asking if you can use your card. So let's repeat after me. How much is it per night? Is breakfast included? Can I pay by credit card? These phrases are short but very useful. You don't need to speak fast or perfectly. Just speak clearly and smile. The hotel staff will understand. So for part 3, let's kind of talk about what a real hotel check-in conversation sounds like. And let's walk through what usually happens when you check into a hotel. Imagine this. You walk into the hotel, you go to the front desk, and a receptionist greets you. Here's how that conversation might go, step by step. I'll say each part slowly and clearly. After each line, I'll pause so you can repeat the phrase if you'd like. All right, the guest, that's probably you. The guest will say, "Good afternoon. I have a reservation under the name Maria Lopez." This is how you tell the receptionist that you've already booked a room. And the receptionist at the hotel will say, "Welcome, Ms. Lopez. May I see your passport and booking confirmation, please?" They want to check your identity and check your reservation. The guest, and that's you, "Sure, here is my passport and the confirmation email." This shows them that you're already prepared and you're ready. The receptionist says, "Great, thank you. You're in room 308. Here is your key card." Now, they will give you the room number and the card to open the door. And then the receptionist will say, "Breakfast is served from 7 to 10 a.m. and checkout is at 11 a.m. They will usually tell you about breakfast and when you need to leave the room. The guest, and that's you, "Thank you. Is the Wi-Fi password in the room?" Now you're asking about internet access, because everybody needs internet access, right? And the receptionist says, "Yes, it's written on the desk. Let us know if you need anything." That's the end of the conversation. See how easy that was? Now, you've heard what a hotel check-in sounds like. These phrases will be super helpful so that you feel more confident when you travel, and you'll easily be able to check into a hotel in English, no matter where you travel. All right, Let's review some of these vocabulary words for checking into a hotel. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and make sure you have your brain turned on. A reservation. This means you've booked your hotel in advance. Reception. This is the front desk of the hotel. The receptionist is the person who will help you. Check-in, check-out. The check-in happens when you arrive, and the check-out happens when you leave. Single room, double room. A single room is for one person, and a double room is usually for two people. ID or passport. This is what the hotel will ask for in order for you to identify yourself. Usually it's the passport that you will use when you check into a hotel. Wi-Fi password. This, of course, is needed for the internet in the hotel. Credit card. This is the card you will use to pay. Breakfast included. This means breakfast is part of the room price. Okay, does everyone feel ready to book a trip and check into their hotel now? I sure hope so. This has been so much fun. Thank you for hanging out with me today, everyone. If you like this episode, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and maybe even leave a review or a few comments. Next time we'll tackle something new. Maybe the past simple, or even how to buy movie tickets without going into panic mode. Until then, keep practicing, and I'll catch you later. This has been another episode of the Just Start Talking podcast, and I look forward to chatting with you next week. Bye.